My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2. We've got the primary clan set to random MT1. Let's set that to random MT2. And the other to random MT1, and then we'll depart. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. This is Pyreborn and Hellhorn. We've got the exile cards from the Hellhorn, so we'll have the Queen's Implings in our base deck. We've also got the Pyre Heart, Echo of the Time Father. Once per battle, select the heart to apply Frozen to all non-blight, non-scourge cards in hand, which is going to be super useful to making sure that I cash in these alchemies at the right time. 3 Ember to consume and gain 2 Dragon's Horde. We've also got a Guildmonger, who on Extinguish gives us a Dragon's Horde, and 2 copies of the Molting Imp in the base deck for a little bit of row clear. Seraphitonis Chosen of Dominion is doubling Corruption, and Archeon needs us to have full floors. Alright. We've got Lord Phoenix as our lead as well. So Lord Phoenix already starts with Phoenix Fire, deal damage equal to this unit's attack, and then apply Pyre Gel for 20 units. I'm unlikely to end up... I don't know, maybe I do end up using a Imp sub-theme to this deck. What should I look at first? Let's have a look at Lord Phoenix's line. I don't really want to go Overlord is the thing. Stacking all of my slays on a specific unit so that I can start trying to use... it's just a little bit annoying to do, to be honest. I don't even think I've taken the Pyromaniac line. I think I've always just looked at the very first part of it and gone, maybe later. Yeah, Pyromaniac. I've literally never taken more than the first level. All right, let's do it. When a unit gains Pyre Gel, it gains 1 additional stack. So the idea being that, especially when you have a boss, you want to keep it on the same floor as Lord Phoenix and cast a bunch of Pyre Gel spells at it, as well as a bunch of other effects that give Pyre Gel. Such as this. Ooh, Shattered Halo is dangerous to take early. Magma Core. Your Pyre applies Pyre Gel 2 to all enemies on all floors on Revenge. That'd be a really fun way to trigger that, like literally just take some hits to Vengeful Shards and allow that to do 3 Pyre Gel to the enemy. That's pretty cool. There's also 3 Pyre Gel, 2 Pyre Gel from Magma Core, and then on Lord Phoenix's floor, 1 more. And then Shattered Halo. Clan card drafts only offer rares. I think that's... I think that's not good. I think that's not good because I really need some basic units to actually pad out the deck. Rares are really situational. They're not necessarily really good. They are very powerful when the situation sets up appropriately for them, or when you can, bend the game to your will. But a lot of the rares, really leave you wanting some commons in the deck to use them with. Let's pull up Pyreborn and Hellhorn. Wait, I can't pull up 2 at the same time. Excuse me. Please let me do that. It would be nice if I could do that. And then rares from Pyreborn. Yeah, like a lot of these are quite good. Absolutely. But I can immediately tell you, the unit that applies Pyre Gel to all enemies on strike, not here. Hell Furnace is here. Sure, pretty cool. Curse of Dragonstaff's going to be relevant, so will Death Roar, hopefully, maybe even Superheated, Zealot as well. Ability Empower. Gain damage equal to Pyre Gel stacks on all units. Good lord. Oh, man, I actually really want to play that unit. Oh, I don't know, maybe like... Here's the reason I don't want to click Shattered Halo. I truly believe that it makes it much more likely that I die, but I die about 30 to 40 minutes into the run, after struggling the entire time. This, I feel like, is the correct choice. This is the, like, all right, let's do it for the memes kind of choice. If we're all totally okay with forgiving me for going into the memes, I will click this button. But I need you to understand, we are making a silent contract between the two of us, that it is okay if I lose this run, because I'm telling you right now, I think I probably will, but also funny Halo Shattered. Funny Shattered Halo. Mind Muddler, -1 card per turn. Guildmonger needs to die, so I need you to go down as soon as possible. Lord Phoenix gives Pyogel to enemies, and then those enemies need to ascend through 2 floors of damage. I mean, I just need to have both of my alchemies go off, so I will play alchemy, and then I will echo the Time Father to hold the rest. Damage equal to this unit's damage, and then high gel to all enemies. I feel like right now would be a really appropriate time to just throw a bunch of fire starters out on the field. Can't play the Queen's Impling, of course. I do want to purge the cards from hand, but I also do really want to make sure that I get this alchemy, and I'm going to have to make sure that I make time for it effectively. If you don't mind, I'm going to change the setup here. Because I would like the Shadowed Halo to kill me, not the fact that I used Lord Phoenix's ability earlier than I should have. I need to make sure that I have 3 left on the counter, because they actually enter on the time. Also, I do need to make sure that I actually play some Shield Stewards if I can. No stewards in that hand, though. Wait, that's the turn I can't use it. Again. Whoops. Again, I clicked it on the turn I can't use it. I guess it's because on the turn that I can use it, it's irrelevant, so I've just not been doing so. Maybe it's not irrelevant. It'll get me 1 draw deeper into the deck because I won't have to deal with the Scourge. So that's fun. Gotta get a Shield Steward down. Gotta get it. I'm not certain exactly when I'm going to get time to play that alchemy, but I really hope I do. Perfect. So we're pushing 100 damage on the bottom line. We'll get Spear Steward set up on top. Save some HP. Fire starter's pretty important, but I have more fire starters in the deck. I'm going to play the alchemy this turn because I want to make sure that I play it. Yep, this is the fire starter turn. And we're 5 damage away from killing Uriel before they get to the top line, so I'm just going to have to deal with taking down damage. That's fine. We get 5 Dragon Sword for it, which I get to loot before we leave this area, and absolutely should as well. Superheated, double the Biogel on a target. I do like that. Tome of Contracts, though, reduce a unit's cooldown time by 1 to a minimum of 1. Applying that to Lord Phoenix certainly seems appealing. And then there's Soldier of Fortune. 0 Ember, consume, draw a unit if you have 30 gold, apply plus 30 damage, Avarice 15, and Armor 15 to it. I do really like that, but the problem is, if it draws an Impling, which is a lot of what it's going to draw, it's just not that good for us. Tome of Contracts seems appropriate. Imp or late. 1 Ember, deal damage to the front enemy unit, equal to 20 times the number of Imp units in your deck. That is 7. So 140 damage to the front enemy unit for 1 Ember. I think I might take that. I don't know. Unfortunately, both of those came with calcified embers that I'm going to have to find some time to play in amidst these alchemies as well. Woof. I'm right below the levels that give another artifact as well. Do I take a single minor Pyreborn artifact from this? Because I could get another 5 in the next area, but realistically, I would like to get these higher artifacts. Second area... I absolutely need to work on these minions. Merchant of Steel, Hellhorn's Banner. I'm gonna save this. I don't want to have to save it for long, though. I'd love to be able to go to the Merchant of Magic, but realistically, the Merchant of Magic, like, holdover and, like, the holdover and duplicate and stuff like that on Impalade is basically useful, but the rest of this stuff, it's more of a long-term investment. I need to actually have units on board that do damage, please. Okay, fine. Also, by the way, why aren't you rare? Huh? I got the Gladiator Shattered Glare. Anyway, Steelworker. I guess the banners are not clan card drafts. The banner is, yeah, different. Steelworker, on resolve, apply armor 6 to friendly units, quite useful, but it's compared to a Consumer of Crowns, which is 1 Ember in this deck. And I have the ability to make it quick. I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna make the Guildmonger Endless. Are they... Wait, Consumer of Crowns, you're 4 size, right? No, you're 3 size? Okay, my bottom floor is now Guildmonger with a Consumer of Crowns behind. That's so fun. Enemies enter a Titan skin. I honestly do not think that's gonna matter. Guildmonger, Crowns, Phoenix, Shield Steward. Drop Alchemy, good turn. Oh my god. If you're going to give me a bunch of free turns, I will absolutely take them, by the way. I will drop a Calcified Ember end turn. It's worth noting, I only need 1 more Dragon Sword before the end of the fight, and this Guildmonger on the bottom line is going to die, so I don't have to really rush to play the other Alchemy, at least. Titan Skin 1 means that I'm going to have to hit you twice to take a target down, so I may as well take the target down that's more important. Yeah, that's pretty much how I expect that one to go. I'm going to play Alchemy because I can, not because I need to. So I now need to get powerful in a consistent way before the Consumer of Crowns being just big, huge, large giant stops being good enough. Pyroclasm, 4 Ember, attuned, explosive, deal 150 damage. Now, I'm really interested in this because we're about to go to a Merchant of Magic. Soldier of Fortune's here as well, draw units, etc. And then Superheated, double the Pyogel on a unit. I'm taking Pyroclasm. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Stop doing this! So you notice Pyroclasm was also the Calcified Ember, so's Transcendent, and I have to take it, obviously. Transcendent, when played, repeat all summon effects triggered so far this battle. That is not on summon, repeat all summon effects. It's when played. So you don't double the Transcendent, and the Transcendent doesn't use previous Transcendents. However, this will also make my Consumer of Crowns 0 cost. Wait, was Transcendent 3 energy? 2 energy, what? Loot, thank you. Units gain +3/+3 for each upgrade on their card. Spells gain +3 for each upgrade on their card. Not bad, not good. Ember Charge on your first turn, 2 additional energy. Honestly, the ability to play out these expensive cards a little bit earlier, I think is probably worth it for us. It has to be expanded coffers. As much as I want to take Vola's Tuning Fork and make all of my fire starters and all of my imps 0 cost, rather. It has to be expanded coffers when it's offered. If I'm planning on exploiting Dragon Horde, which, did you just watch what I did for 2 runs? All I do is exploit Dragon Horde when I'm this clan. You know how busted you get if you exploit Dragon Horde? So, how do you can't ignore it. It's so busted. You end up with 3 lines of relics. Come on. How can you lose? As long as you don't, overgreed. I say, well, definitely intending to overgreed. Remove consume, and then I can double remove the cost. I mean, I can get a lot. I can make alchemy. I can alchemize that way, and I will. I could also -2 cost something and then remove consume from it if I just want to make Pyroclasm 2 cost, but I think this is probably much better. Intrinsic -1 cost on Tome of Contracts is really good because it sets up Phoenix to have the ability to use their thing every turn. I don't want to take a random Surge Stone here if I can avoid it. Look at the Hellhound unit. yeah, I'll do it. 8-Back Imp, 1 Ember, 2 Size. Armored. So this triggers when the unit is armored, when you give armor to this unit. Gain rage equal to the gained armor. And on summon, gain 5 armor. It's also a demon and an imp. So it will count for Consumer of Crowns, which means that I can cut a Queen Simpling from this deck and still have enough for Consumer of Crowns to be 0 cost. Yeah. If I get a second copy of Tome of Contracts, I can have Lord Phoenix use the ability every single turn, which is... that's fun. It's fun. It's fine. We're gonna do stupid stuff, right? Right? We agreed! At the start of the run, we agreed we'd do stupid stuff! This is allowed! On the very first turn, I'm going to fill every floor with Consumers of Crowns. I'm gonna need capacity, y'all. Woo! Yeah, hands full. Get there. Get there. Get there. And then we'll use... oh, I'm gonna have to cut the stewards from the deck because they just prevented me from drawing my gold guy. My gold man. Apex simply can go there. I literally can't field any of the rest of these. Wait, I don't want the multi-imp to survive that turn. Nah, I'm okay with it. Hopefully if I would need to, I would have a way to remove it. Let's get rid of that alchemy. About time we get some chump blockers. God, If only it had multi-strike as well. Let's also set up some Pyogel. Oh, man. Goldmonger, you can't. You're at the bottom of the deck. That's the worst position for you. How dare you? How dare you? I'm mad. I have another Consumer of Crowns in there, thankfully. I'm going to Burge that Calcified Ember. I'm just going to try and stay ahead like that. Thank you. So next turn I can play Guildmonger on the next floor again. I'm also going to freeze this hand so I don't draw these cards again. Because they won't be shuffled into the new deck, giving me more of an opportunity to possibly draw things that would be permanent benefits. That'd be an attack. You would attack back, you'd hit Guildmonger twice, then I'd attack back and kill you. So playing Guildmonger doesn't do anything here for us, unfortunately. Just gonna burn out the Calcified Ember and then let the Consumer of Crowns take care of the rest. So I took a lot of damage in this fight. To be fair, I kind of expected that given what I'd just done. Reinforce, double the amount of armor on a unit. That is a really good card if I can get any other armor for my Apex in. So I will take this. Transfer all Pyogel and slaughter unit and then deal damage 5 times. That'd be fun if I was doing Pyogel, but apparently I'm not right now. Magma Cultist. You would be such a good unit to stand next to Lord Phoenix on an incant floor, but that's not what we do. We're just the whole ground, everything is gonna be the crowns. Steel Worker, if I can find room for you on a room with an Apex Imp, that's where I'll put you. Merchant of Steel. I'm gonna hit the left because Merchant of Steel giving multi-strike to one of them. Dualism? If the Dualism also doubled the rage you gain, gauge rain twice to your armor, which it might do, but it's currently not saying. So I can't just assume that it will. Steelworker Dualism's nice. Equipment or room card. All of mirrors. -2 capacity. Create a copy of friendly units on summon. I feel like I want that, but I also don't. Golden Crown. On usability, gain 1 Dragon Sword. I'm gonna go all the way down the Pyromaniac line because Golden Crown... I don't know, I can play Lord Phoenix at the moment. So what are my line sizes? 7? So I can play Lord Phoenix and 2 sizes on your field. So one of the lines is gonna be Steelworker with Apex Imp behind, and then Lord Phoenix at the very back. And then another line will be Consumer of Crowns, Imp in the front, Consumer of Crowns, Imp in the front. The fact that I can give the Tome of Contracts to Lord Phoenix really does push me in the direction of actually having your ability relevant. When he gains Pyogel, it gains +2 stacks. realistically, this begs me to take the Golden Crown. I also do need to remove the Shield Stewards from the deck. Having just added another banner unit, I'll in fact need to remove both of them to make sure that I still get to draw my Guildmonger in the opening hand. So, Consumer of Crowns. Oh, hang on. Guildmonger also needs to be a sacrificial unit for the bottom line. And then Consumer Crowns, and then Steelworker, Apex Imp, Lord Phoenix at the very back. When are you going to get a unit that you can cast your abilities on if you're at the very back at the bottom there? Well, it's where you fit at the moment, though, so... I can have you do 20 damage to yourself. And in fact, you're in the back line. I probably will have you do that. Go Firestarter, Queen's Impling, burning them both out of the deck as well as getting them killed. Great. I'm fine with buffing these opponents. They get to the next floor and then they die. Good opportunity to use Alchemy again. And then I only need one more Dragon Sword before I can forget about it for the rest of the floor. And, you know, the Guildmonger will die at some point. So it'll just give me the ability to replace the Guildmonger with a unit that is useful. And there it goes. Oh, I should have echoed at the time path and held my... Consumers a crown. Oops. I could just rob a Molten Imp and then another Guildmonger for basically literally just defensive reasons. I mean, that's a good idea to have them for defensive reasons. That's I don't have to just look at the Guildmonger as a way to get value. It is also a chump unit. This reinforce is 100, it's 50 extra shield and 100 extra damage on the Apex Imp. You love to see it. You simply love to see it. I think I've got an Echo of the Time Father here so I can hold it because I want to burn the Calcified Ember this turn. Multi-Imp has to kill that bottom line now. Don't even need to implate on the next line. Your corruption is incant to only my units. I don't know if it's worth hitting you with Firestarter. With 180 damage though? Probably. And it doesn't matter because you can't conquer this top four. You gave 5 corruption to all of them, but they get 12? Yeah, they get 12 armor at the end of every turn. Transcendent does surprisingly little. I'm so glad that I have this Rage Imp as backup because good lord. Imagine if the deck was all of those big guys attacking very quickly and we still just couldn't do anything. Soldier of Fortune again. I mean, Soldier of Fortune at the moment, it's just going to draw Consumer of Crowns I can't play. Death Roll, Fire Gel to a unit that I can't do. Well, maybe, but it's got the Gustite Ember. Although I've been burning all of those out very, very successfully. Cursed Dragon Staff, incant to deal 1 damage to enemy units. That could be fun equipment to put on Lord Phoenix. Cast some spells on the top line, but not really cast spells is the thing. I don't think any of these are appropriate for this deck. I don't think any of these make this deck better than they make it worse. Alloy of the Ancients is 100% going in this deck, and it's because if you drop it on the Apex Imp, it is absurd. Impalate is nice, but I have Impalate. I have a lot of frontline damage. Hidden Coffers, again, another instance if you have to take it. When a unit gains Fire Gel, it gains 1 additional stack. I like that as well here. After using an ability, friendly units gain armor 3. That would be a fun way for Lord Phoenix to give armor to friends, which is nice. I like the idea of Lord Phoenix's line being the second line so that you can actually use your ability every second turn very easily. Because no one's getting up to the very top. Not consistently, at least. It's just that also requires me to deal with the fact the Steelworker is going to take a lot more damage. So Shale Shell could help me with that. Tell me what that says. Remember when I told you it was a sad thing that the Consumer of Crowns didn't have multi-strike? It was so sad, in fact, that Gurg was like, I'm not going to let that stand. Perfect. Merchant of Steel, Celestial Arco. I mean, look, giving another multi-strike to one of them, then duping that one is obviously absolutely absurd. Merchant of Trinkets. I think I want an opportunity to spend some money, realistically. Equip units gain armor 10. Dragons, apply Fire Gel 5 on strike. Not bad, but how many dragons do I have? 1, and it's called Guildmonger. Ancient Pyre Tap. When you're out of energy, cards can be played with their cost and Pyre health. Admittedly, I think that's probably super busted in this deck, because if I get a copy of Payoff, then I can just restore my Pyre health for each coffer that I have. I'm going to take Ancient Pyre Tap and roll. Merchant card costs are reduced by 25%. I really want to take that. Unit cards without an upgrade are reduced in cost by 1. Ragent doesn't have an upgrade right now. Obviously, the imps as well. I mean, it saves us a lot. Can I take both? Guildmarker, 165, leaves us with 90. No, I wouldn't be able to purchase the Soul Shard after that. So I just got to take the Soul Shard then. Got silenced to non-boss enemy units. Admittedly, dropping that on the bottom line would be sick if I could afford it. And you know what? Maybe I will be able to. Fireborn unit, Miser, Greed Dragon, hello. Look, it's a dreamy idea to actually be able to summon you in that instance, but realistically, we've been growing that whole time. We don't need you. And Miser, I don't. I'm sorry, I just don't see a position for you in the deck. Merchant of Magic and Empyrean Well on the same side certainly appeals to me in the next area. I'll keep some money for it as well. And an Impresto, yeah, sure. I'm gonna bash it down. So good. Crowns. And then midline, I will make the Worker, the Imp. Oh my god, they get multi-strike as well. Oh, it's so good. Do I even need Guildmonger? The answer is yes, and I'm sad about it. I think I'm going capacity again. Oh, what is this? What is this? This game's fun, yo. Yeah, something like that. Tome of Contracts. Then, use your ability. Perfect. Then, I'm going to give armor to the guy that gets ridiculously buff when I give him armor, because he gets ridiculously buff because I gave him armor. Then, multi-imp so that no one runs super far away from me. A Queen's Impling just to help us out with some damg. Hell, I'll throw a Queen's Impling here as well. Wait, yeah, that's fine. And then Alchemize. Impling. Oh my god, that midline. So cruel. Firestarter 3 times is enough for me to start taking down Harper's Protector, but I also wonder if I might be a lot better served by firing my own 2 imps to get the Guildmonger ready to die. Welcome to the 2nd floor. It's lovely to have you. Now die. I'm gonna echo the Time Path of this hand just to keep some resources for later. A Pyroclasm as well as 2 copies of Consumer of Crowns. Of course, a Pyroclasm that I can only cast using Pyre Tap at this point. It's better to have it than not. Almost not a single card I would like to play this turn. I need much more alchemy. I'm going to play Alchemy here, and then I'm going to spend 1 health to play the Guildmonger as well. Then throw out an ability for another Dragon Sword. I don't think I'm going to get up to the 13 here, which is really sad, because 13 is a boss relic. Literally, I just get a draw relic. Actually, oh, I'd go Capacity, actually. Right now, I would go Capacity. I'm going to set up Reinforce for the next floor just to confirm that we'll absolutely, definitely win the fight. And I'm just going to throw. Let Dragon Sword get hit once more. I don't know. Maybe I do get Alchemy here. Draw Alchemy. Did not draw Alchemy. Unfortunate. So we get 10 Dragon's Horde. It's pretty good. It's just not, you know, everything ever. I wanted it to be everything ever. Extra copies of this, we can see the core problem here, right? It's offering me many situational things that I'm never going to want another copy of at this point. Second copy of Transcendent's pretty fun, but I'm not even using the first one right now because I'm not even playing my imps because I don't have space for them. Admittedly, I think a second copy of Alloy of the Ancients is still sick in this deck. I think it's really important for me to have the ability to just pop armor on a single unit. So close to random major artifact, boss artifact. I still have to loot this. I can't turn down 3 artifacts because I might get 1 more. When you damage your own unit, reduce cooldown by 1. If I want Lord Phoenix to try and infinitely cycle, but you'd have to have way less damage than that, buddy. Spells gain 3 damage for each upgrade on that card. Almost irrelevant. Units gain additional stats for upgrades on their card. It's kind of relevant, so I'll take Medallion of Superiority. And when a unit gains Pyogel, it gains an additional stat. Sure. Manifold Mirror, the first room card played each battle displays all floors. I mean, admittedly, being able to play Zone of Silence to every floor at the same time is pretty funny. Same with Hall of Mirrors, but they're less likely to be used. Let's say it that way. Versatile Ember Staff, I do play a spell, a unit, and a Scourge in a lot of turns. However, making all of my Blights and Scourges cost 0 is always good. Makes it very, very easy to just burn cards out of the hand and deck. And also, I like taking it early because it makes taking certain events much less threatening. Merchant Magic offering double stack. Throw that on an Alloy of the Ancients. -2 cost consume. I don't want Pyroclasm to consume. Let's roll here. Spell Chain. I mean, Spell Chain Tome of Contracts is use the ability every turn, which is a lot more generation. Heal your Pyre equal to the cost of this card. Pyroclasm that I can't play at the moment. I don't know if I want to do it that way. I'm going to make Pyroclasm playable and then give it a Holy Stone just so I can use it as a 3 pump of health if I really need it. Because currently it's not doing anything else in this deck. Now, I gotta be aware that if I dupe any cards that'll go into the opening hand, they will compete against other cards that are currently in my opening hand. So, like, realistically, I do want to be duping a spell, and I do think, like, another copy of that Alloy of the Ancients makes us total sense, too. I could also make an argument for the other alchemy, but I think with the battles, the length that they currently are, I'm gonna be able to use Phoenix's ability pretty much every turn. I don't know. Realistically, you know what? No, give me another copy of alchemy. I just want to guarantee that I hit it, damn it. Speaking of guaranteeing that I hit it, let's get rid of these Spear Stewards I literally can't play. Thin the deck down a little bit. Let's actually get a boss relic at the end of the next... 2 boss relics at the end of the next fight. Thank you, Kale. Ideally, at least. Righto-tighto. Guild Mengair. And you go there. Steelworker, Apex, Imp, Lord Phoenix in the back. Crowns and crowns and crowns again. Zone of Silence with bottom line, incredible. Taskmaster's Lash actually might be incredible for Lord Phoenix. Just let you hit yourself twice on the first turn. Getting silence on the bottom line is going to protect us against a huge amount of the enemy's corruption. Lord Phoenix, get him! Then... Echo the Time Father, hold on to this hand, because I'll use all of the... I really want to get the armor on the frontliner, but you will arm yourself up over time appropriately. If I double armor Apex Imp right now, I set you up with incredible damage. Oh, also, Lord Phoenix doesn't have anyone to target this turn. Wait, hang on. I can just target my big armored friends. They get so much armor. They can take a target or two. Let's see, Guildmonger dying here. Oh, non-boss enemies are silenced, so the misshapen friend is, Fiend rather, is still going to be capable of getting Kale's plus 50 health and spikes. Touch annoying, but... I can use it now to push it to Nourishing Cherub instead. And let's do that. I'm not trying to save the Guildmonger on the bottom line here. So I won't use my Queen Simpling now. I can throw it on the top line, however, in defense. So I've got 4 turns more to get enough Dragon's Horde. Pretty much every turn, Lord Phoenix collects 1 Dragon's Horde at least. Which is nice. And as long as Guildmonger dies on the bottom line, which it almost certainly will, or rather, as long as Lord Phoenix gets to the next turn, which it absolutely will, we did it. You know, in celebration of having done it, I think I'm going to start focusing on a different statistic that I can work on right now, which is using Pyroclasm. I'll give myself 3 more health. Oh my god, I'm gonna use Pyroclasm for 3 more health. It's like a very slow version of payoff. Oh, what 2 boss relics do I want? Get him. I mean, I'm gonna take capacity. That's a foregone conclusion. Spike of the Hellhorns. X cost, 3x rage, 3x armor, a single unit. I don't dislike that. Yeah, it's really good. I should have taken... No, I agree with all of my previous choices. I just should have probably mentioned earlier how good the Spike of the Hellhound was, but that I cared more about gaining survivability than damage at the time because Apex takes care of its own damage, but it can double dip on rage gain from Spike of the Hellhound. I'll be taking Kevin's Light. Then I'm going to loot 150. When I damage my own unit, you reduce cooldown, sure. Dragon's Whelp have a dabble. Spells gain additional damage for each upgrade on the spell, which I don't do. Sharpen Teeth, sure. And then, do I want additional setup amber? Not really. And so many of my cards are 0 costed that it's absolutely draw. Wait, was there another capacity relic there? They offered me a 3rd capacity? I'm probably going to take a 3rd capacity relic. That seems a good idea. Merchant of Steel, some additional health. Yeah. Yeah. And 15. I mean, it's more important than the Pyogel. We moved far away from that line as much as I wasn't necessarily trying to. Void Armament, Multi-Strike, extinguish this unit from deck. Look, I don't dislike that. But units will die with it, so I have to be careful. I think maybe I could take it and give it to the Apex Imp. That wouldn't be too much of a problem. Most often you will survive, but I also really need you to get quick. I could also just not take it. That's also a possibility. Not even necessarily a bad one. Do I get a Merchant of Steel in the final area? I do, but it's opposite the Merchant Magic. I probably want Merchant of Steel more. I'll take it. I don't have to play it if I don't want it. Wait, I'm next to a Merchant of Steel. Whatever. Realistically, giving more multi-strike to the Apex Imp is the correct direction, because it's the one that actually scales its damage stupidly. The other ones are just there because they're big. Endless to Transcend Him does increase its cost, however, it is also a fun one to resummon, but also it isn't. It doesn't need it right now. I'm gonna reroll. Quick on Apex Imp is incredibly important, and now allays all of my doubts that I had earlier. 20 additional health, Avarice, realistically not that important. Smidgestone's obviously fine, but it would be a lot better if it was on these units before, but now that I have so many boss relics, it really doesn't matter. And I'm gonna get a boss relic at the end of this match as well. And at the end of the next match. So, bottom line is this. Guildmonger. Consumer of crowns. Consumer of crowns. Then the next line. Steelworker. Apex Imp. Lord Phoenix. And a consumer of crowns holding a consumer of crowns holding a consumer of crowns. I think it went okay. Now, hit yourself in the face for our fun. Twice. Got him. Got him to do it. Can't believe they did it. Drop a Fire Starter, Impelate, big old multi-imp. Hell yeah, get him. Do I just reinforce? Do I just throw that down? Try and give them some additional health to start with. Maybe hold on to it for a future turn? Sure, I'm going to echo the Time Father of these cards. Actually, how do I want to do this? Because I could use the Alloy of the Ancients to give me the ability to gain Dragon Sword now by just throwing it on Lord Phoenix and then using Lord Phoenix's ability on themselves consistently to give armor to the Apex Imp using the Shale Shell rather. I like that. That's fun and tricky. Now we're up to 6 Dragon Sword. Yeah, see? Also, I have so much health that I'm gonna play the Alchemy. wonder if we're going to get that collector. I hope so. Yeah, the quick attack from Lord Phoenix is so useful. It's not even going to get triggered here because I just used Lord Phoenix. Sorry, quick attack from the Apex imp is so useful, but it's not even going to get used here. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I'll Pyroclasm my own guy. And then one of you is surviving, so I can chump block with a single imp. Perfect. And then next turn, when I use 2 more of Phoenix's ability... Yep. 1 on yourself, and then 1 on the enemy. Perfect. Now the Dragon Sword is complete, so on the bottom line, I can throw out another Consumer of Crowns! Oh, this is so stupid. Reinforce on Rage Imp, and I will double your armor, which will give you more rage. Oh no, am I gonna lose my bottom line here? Certainly looks like it before I play this Pyroclasm. Certainly looked like it right before I did the thing that made it invalid. Can't wait for my next boss relic. It has 15 coins is the thing, so I am incentivized to use Phoenix's ability every turn. That was 45 gold at this point. Huh. Yeah, low health units on the bottom line causing a little bit of an issue there. They will die. I will take 5 higher damage for it. But I truly don't believe you have anything you can do about my imp. Yeah. Yeah, that looks like a bad time for you. So how much can I hit my own Phoenix here, realistically? Just the once. Fine. Get him, Apex Imp. No, I do not need devilish details. Superheated, consume, double the amount of Pyrogel on a unit. Curse of Dragon Staff in cats to deal 1 damage to enemy units. I'm gonna skip, I don't want any of those. Another copy of Transcend him. Take a second spike. And then loots the Dragon Sword. When you do Descends, they gain Pyrogel too. Very good. When you equip a friendly unit, applying Conjure of Ball, we don't do many equips, we don't have many whelps, and we don't really have upgrades to damage spells. So these are all pretty equally irrelevant, but I'd rather clear them out than not. Do I just take another Pyreforged Light here? Because the Ember is... I have no Ember problems right now. I think Merchant of Steel makes the most sense for me, for the possibility of giving health or Titanite or something to help one of the Consumer Crowns survive a lot longer. When a unit dies, their Pyrogel spread among enemies, as well as 50% chance to debuff enemies. Both seem good. At start of turn, fully healed champions will give me the ability to nuke Lord Phoenix twice every turn for free. That's fun. When a card with the Consumer's Blade, deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit. I'm probably going to use the rest for removals at this point. Yeah, Endless seems really good here. I want one of the Consumer of Crowns to be Endless, and that's going to be the one that I put in frontline on the bottom, and then I'm going to give one of you additional health, and you're going to be the one that I put on the front line on the top. And then an additional multi-strike for one of the ones on the bottom line. And Quick is already on them. So the rest of this is going to be removal of cards from the deck. Realistically, like, Alchemy, but it consumes, so I don't really need to remove that. I will say the other Alchemies also are easy, just remove from the deck, because I get so much Dragon Horde that it's absolutely irrelevant. Simply from our abilities. And I really don't see the ability to use the Hall of Mirrors here, but I don't know. If they clear one of my flaws, maybe I do something stupid with it. We'll see. There's no reason not to use these final two upgrades, so I'll give some additional rage to a Die of Crowns and some Avarice to the Guildmonger because it seems thematically appropriate. Alright, Seraph. So, you're the health for the top line. You are the Endless for the bottom line. You are the additional multi-striker, and you are the additional crown guy. Then Guildmonger in the front. What is this? Then Steelworker, Apex Imp, Lord Phoenix behind. Top line has these two additional consumers of crowns. Consider your crown consumed. Well, we already destroyed the entire bottom line. That's exactly what I wanted and how I wanted it to happen. Top line, you are going to strike a single unit, so I will literally just chump you. Get chumped. Then midline, you heal at the end of the turn, so I'll have you hit yourself twice. And then gain as much armor as you can. Oh, no. Oh, no, I can't. I'm not going to give you the armor because it gives you rage, which gives you additional damage, which makes it impossible for you to hit yourself in the same way. Because you deal your own damage to yourself, and I don't want you to do that this time, thank you. So I will just give this to the Apex Imp, which is probably the better choice, to be fair. Thump, 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 thump. God, it's nice to see bottom line just nice and healthy here. I'm gonna throw a Zone of Silence on the bottom line just to prevent all of the corruption, as well as the Discordant Toll from being given to us. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Nuke yourself 3 times, and then I can nuke someone else. And that's 7 Dragon Sword now in the first 2 turns. Guildmonger, you will go where you are needed to chump block. Queen Simpling, you just take out the front liner and become the best chump blocker here. Love that. And Lord Phoenix has completed all of the Dragon Horde appropriate while constantly stacking Fire Gel on the enemy as well. Love to see it work out. Oftentimes, these guys are a trap a little bit because they're like a very big unit, sure, but they have no scaling. So they're very good in the early game, and then by the late game, they're garbage. But Gurg's goad and just having 6 of them, it keeps pace. It keeps pace. Yeah, I think we pushed pretty good damage here. 1, 2. Oh, I can't use it on myself one more time. Rude. 3. And then I'll use Pyroclasm down here to push more damage. As well as heal up. I don't need to jump with Guildmonger on the bottom line, but you know what? I will. For old time's sake. Oh, buddy. Welcome to hell. And then I jump block once. Perfect. And then I'm going to double the armor on you. And now the Apex Imp gets 99 more armor and 99 more rage for 198 more damage with triple multi-strike for 600 more damage effectively to the enemy. And I think that will do for that turn. Oh, okay, so you want to concede then? Just going straight to the top floor there. Well, I will absolutely oblige you in the matter. Enjoy. Hang on. Actually, let's play out some other imps on the bottom line just so that then I can get one Transcend Imp to do the kill. Almost all of the minor Pireborn artifacts at this point. Actually, I think I get both of these, right? I get one of them and then the other one. Yep, there we go. All the Pireborn artifacts. And then another. So that's what? Only 2 lines of relics here. So, you know, we're still balanced. We only have 2 lines. I sound cocky, but I am actually a little worried about the final fight just because our front lines are nothing. Our front lines are paper and wishes. That's how much support they provide us. Endless. The multi-striker. Then the angry one. No, wait, you're the healthy one. Then the angry one. Then healthy. Then sleepy, then bashful. And that'll do it. Thankfully, Lord Phoenix is always going to have someone else to cast against because Entropy's here, so that's nice. Also, casting 3 times a turn, that's just 9 armor to the line. It's just So good. We are looking to chump on all other lines. Top line, you will take happily as much fire starter as I can give you. I think I'm better not sapping my units with Curse of Entropy at all this fight and just tanking the damage that it gives me. I'm significantly better served that way. Savagery is 1,000 health down and has Fire Gel already. You're gonna, yeah, this is going for it. Bodes quite, yeah. Top line still has Spell Shield, so it's not worth throwing Impalade up at them. Giving them Fire Gel is worth it because the damage gets blocked, but the Fire Gel doesn't. I will cast Pyre-Light. I'm also going to do the damage on the Apex Imp here. Cast Pyre-Light. I don't think Hall of Mirrors ends up getting played here. I will just take the opportunity for very little additional buff from that. Yeah, so my slowest damage is 100% going to be against Dominion on that top line, so all of the additional Pyre Gel that I can throw up there. I might even just throw Pyroclasm as a spell up there. I just need to make sure that I can get through the initial charges. This Zone of Silence is really important to go down first. Disabling this bottom line. High priority. Then Lord Phoenix. Target by self 3 times. Then the boss wants good work. Draw 6 cards next turn and then also be given a Pyre-Light in hand. Okay, so I will use Pyre-Light here. I will also use Alloy of the Ancients using one of my own energy from Pyre Tap. Then I'll Echo of the Time Father to hold the rest of this hand. Okay, so Entropy's already defeated. Savagery's already defeated this round as well. Good lord, it's literally just Dominion now. Fire. 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 Okay, you'll die next turn. Okay, this was an absolute shutout. Just in every possible sense, absolutely cruel to our enemies. You know what? I will double your armor, because I can. Get to 682 damage by 3, thank you. I haven't even got the Void multi-strike on it, by the way. I didn't even play that. I appear to be mad at how well I'm doing. I'm hearing my own tone in my own voice, don't worry. I'm truly just obsessed with how well this is doing. Yep, that's a Pyre-Light away from victory right there. Get some additional money. There we go. Good work, Lord Phoenix. Big Apex Imp. I mean, realistically, the game is just crowns, 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 crowns. But all of this, realistically, just bought me the time and space to be as greedy as I possibly could so that I could get every relic that I could possibly need. Hit him with a Pyrelight. And that's all they wrote for this combo. Please, let me loot the Dragon Horde after the fight. Come on! We master 4 more cards. Oh, now both Lord Phoenix and Lady Gilda have completed Covenant rank 10 and the Titans with the Pyreborn Hellhound. Neat. I think we might even get a conversation after this one. Let's check. Yes! The Tipsy Imp.
What am I gonna do, Hecka? Where am I gonna find 2 cases of Pyre Gold?
You could get a job.
Dragons don't get jobs. We steal, cheat, hoard, and profit.
Gold. Oh, it has such terrible energy. Why would you want such a thing?
Because if I don't have it, Lady Gilda will roast me alive. Or worse, freeze me out of her favor entirely. You couldn't happen to, say, delay the festival, could ya?
Can you stop the moon from rising?
I'm doomed, aren't I?
No. All you need is some moon water.
Moon water?
Moon water. So lovely. Leave a chalice of water in the moonlight to brew it. Moon water can heal wounds, bring good fortune. It does everything.
What a pile of gold-plated dirt. But maybe there's an opportunity with this moon water.
We'll see him bottle and sell it in the next episode. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Funny imps go thwam, bam, and slam. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Top left of the series playlist from all the content of the game, past, present, future, YouTube recommendation down below. Streaming past the names of the people so journalists supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Matthew. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves. Hopefully see you next time. Hey,